Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the weeds on a pretty serious piece of kit. We're looking at the WolfPack 4K 30Hz 4x10 AV-over-IP PoE Matrix Switch. It's built for, well, big, complex video setups.
Exactly. This isn't your home HDMI splitter. A 4x10 matrix in this context is really about control room or large venue distribution.
So 4 inputs, 10 outputs, you can send any source to any screen, right? Or one source everywhere.
Precisely. Any to any or one to all. Total flexibility for dynamic content changes. That's the core job.
And it does this using AV over IP, so video over network cables.
Yep. Specifically, 4K 30Hz HDMI, video and audio, running up to 450 feet on just a single ST6 cable. And importantly, with no signal loss claimed.
Okay, 450 feet is pretty far. But you mentioned something about efficiency being key here.
Ah, yes. This is crucial. It uses the H.265 protocol. What that means for you is even when you're pushing 4K 30, you're doing quad view output.
Quad view, like 4 pictures on one screen.
Right. Even with that, the whole system stays within a 1 gigabit bandwidth requirement.
Only 1 gig. That's huge. So you don't need like super expensive 10 gig network switches everywhere.
Exactly. You can likely use existing standard gigabit infrastructure. That's a major cost saver, architecturally speaking.
And sticking with infrastructure, it supports PoE, power over Ethernet.
It does. The transmitters and the receivers, they can draw power directly from the network, switch over that same TT6 cable.
Oh, nice. So less clutter, no need for power bricks at every display, up to a certain distance anyway.
Correct. The PoE distance limit is typically around 330 feet, a bit less than the max signal distance, but still very useful.
Now, you mentioned transmitters and receivers. I saw something interesting about those.
Yes. This is quite neat. The TX, the transmitter unit, and the RX, the receiver unit, they are physically the same box.
Wait, the same hardware? How does that work?
You use PC software to tell each box whether it's supposed to be encoding the signal, like a TX, or decoding it, like an RX.
Okay, that seems really flexible for stocking or if needs change down the line.
It absolutely simplifies inventory. Need another input? Grab a box. Need another output? Grab the same box, just configure it differently.
And speaking of flexibility, you can expand this system. It's not just locked to 4x10.
No. It's designed to scale. The documentation mentions field expansion to support potentially over 100 displays.
Wow. Okay, what about performance? Switching speed? Any lag?
It's designed for seamless switching. They quote around 80 milliseconds latency in the low latency mode, which is, very fast. You likely wouldn't perceive it.
And it handles audio properly, embedded and de-embedded.
Yes. It takes the HDMI audio in, sends it over IP, and then the receiver unit has audio outputs, like a 3.5 millimeter jack to feed local amplifiers or speakers. Plus, there's an HDMI loop out on the transmitter for a local monitor.
Okay, scale, speed. What about fancy layouts, like video walls?
Built right in. There's an internal video wall processor. You configure it using their PC software, AxView, I believe it's called.
So you can make, say, a 2x2 wall or something bigger, even rotated screens.
Any size, any quantity of video walls, basically. And yes, it supports rotation 90, 180, 270 degrees. Pretty powerful for digital signage or command centers. Also does those 4 TV quad view outputs we mentioned earlier.
All right, this sounds capable, but managing, say, a dozen sources in real time,
Right.
How do you quickly see what's playing where?
This is probably the standout feature they highlight. The wireless iPad and Android tablet real-time video preview.
Real-time preview. You mean like live video on the tablet?
Yes, exactly. Not just static icons or labels. Imagine you have 12 different DirecTV boxes as your sources. Your tablet shows you smooth, full-motion video previews of all 12 channels playing live simultaneously.
Seriously, live video previews of everything at once. That sounds actually unique.
The source material claims it's exclusive to them, yeah. It's a very powerful tool for operators needing to quickly identify and switch live feeds. Just one small note, that preview stream on the tablet itself doesn't carry audio.
Okay, fair enough. So control. How is it all configured? You mentioned PC software.
Right. Heavy lifting setting IP addresses, updating firmware, configuring those video walls with XView, managing network settings with another tool called dvStool that's done via PC.
And the tablet app, is that just for the preview?
Primarily for that amazing real-time preview and for making the actual source selections during operation. Day-to-day switching is easy on the app, but the deep setup is PC-based.
Got it. So wrapping this up for you, the listener, the WolfPack 4x10 delivers 4K 30Hz over standard 1G networks thanks to H.265. It's scalable, offers PoE,
fast switching, built-in video walls, and that really impressive real-time tablet preview feature.
and this specific 4x10 setup, as listed, comes in around $4,475.
Which brings us to a final thought. Given that the transmitters and receivers is the same physical hardware, just defined by software, what does that flexibility really mean for the future? Think about planning large installs, managing spares, or even repurposing hardware later on. Does this same box, different job approach point towards much more fluid and cost-effective network architectures down the road? Something to consider.